Great. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the latest installment of Demos for Democracy. Demos for Democracy is an ongoing series of live, interactive online demos featuring designers and builders of the latest innovative governance platforms, tools, or methods to foster greater openness and collaboration to how we govern. Today, we are very pleased that Fernando Ubal of Data Uruguay has accepted our invitation to talk about Por Mi Barrio, which is a citizen online report tool based on Fix My Street from Code by My Society. It allows people to communicate directly with local government through computer or mobile devices, and it enables reports on different aspects of city infrastructure. I am very pleased to introduce Fernando to everyone here, and I want to thank him very much for accepting our invitation to speak with us and to talk about his work, as well as the Por Mi Barrio tool. He is co-founder of Data Uruguay. He's a coordinator of Por Mi Barrio. He's a consultant in open government processes, and he says he's a self-taught programmer and passionate about everything open software, open knowledge, and open data. So with that, Fernando, I just want to welcome you and thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for that introduction. I'm going to apologize beforehand because of my English. It's not so good. Sorry about that. As Julia said, Por Mi Barrio, it's an online citizen reporting tool based on Fix My Street from My Society in the UK. It allows citizens to report infrastructure problems to the local government in an easy way, 24/7. And Por Mi Barrio has also the significance that it's built with the local government's approval, so it's also involved the local government. In Montevideo, for example, Por Mi Barrio connects directly to the local government management systems. So every report it's made on the platform, it's instantaneously driven to the people responsible of fixing it. So it gets a lot shorter the way of the claim being solved. Platform is self-installed in Costa Rica since last year, last year. It's used directly by the local government there in Palmares. That is a small municipality in Costa Rica, around 50,000 people. All reports in the platform became public, so everybody can see it. It's a great step if you think about the local government retrieving your claim, because it's just for you and no one else can get knowledge of that. And with the system, you can see all the reports being made by any user. You can follow those reports, and that makes the platform really helpful for people and to get to know what is going on in the surroundings you live. So we start on October 2014 with the support of Avin Americas. That they gave us a grant to adapt Fix My Street to a Latin American context and build new functionalities around it. So we are planning on contributing with our code to the original Fix My Street code. So we're planning on this year merging those codes to make a better community around Fix My Street. So we also made several communication campaigns. We have a big offline work here in communicating the citizens and trying to get the platform to the citizens and not the citizens to the platform. That's important in the way we do it, because it grants that everyone is going to be able to use it. Here in Uruguay, we got a great penetration of internet access, so many people can use the platform no matter what. Abina also made possible, with the help of EGOS, the installation in the platform in Costa Rica. Just to talk about a bit about data. Data is an acronym that for open data, transparency, and access to information. We are an independent NGO that at the beginning we start working completely volunteer. So Por Mi Barrio was the first significant brand we got. So it allowed us to develop some infrastructure for our own NGO. And we always work with a lot of players because we know about data, we know about technology, but it's always necessary to get together with our players. For example, in Montevideo, we are working with the Montevideo local government, but we are also working with the citizens defensor. I don't know how you say it. So we are working with those main involved organizations, and also working with other civil society organizations and other government entities. So this is a way we work. We always work in an open government way. Just to say, for Mi Barrio, it's an example of that. And as well as A Tu Servicio, for example, that is its first place award in open government 2015. And that is made with the local government health services. So
Fernando, I have a quick question for you.
yeah.
So when you were invited to adapt My Society for a Latin American audience, what did that really mean beyond just maybe translating the tool into Spanish? Were there other considerations that needed to take place?
Yes, we did sorry, I forgot that part. We did a redesign of the tool. You will see it just in a minute. I can show you, by the way. We did a redesign of the tool because it was kind of troubling for users to there was a redesign, there was translation, and also there was a way of the people to get the report done that is different from Fix My Street, from the original Fix My Street. So yes, there was other work than translating the tool. We made a redesign of the tool. As you can see, we made like the users have another appeal, and so they can customize their images, and they can log in with Facebook and Twitter, so they have a profile and stuff. But the main screen, it's where you see all the reports going on the city. It geolocates you, so they drive you wherever you are, and you can see all the reports there. As you can see, there are plenty of reports. It's really easy to use. People just need to set the location wherever they want to build a report and just fill in a form that is pretty simple. People has to be logged in to do this, and we also ask for the identity document here in Uruguay because it's a requirement of the local government. So just categorize the problem, set the title, details, add a picture that is sent to the local government. So it's a pretty cool feature for the local government too, because they can see what they are going to find when they get there. So just make the report, and if you're logged in, just go that way. We have a street searcher that is also connected with the local government systems, so we can deliver the street in a customized way. And we also have a panel of statistics and where you can download the data itself. So there you can see how many users we have, how many reports we have. There are a few more users, but this is just counting the ones made reports. So you got there. We are also improving these stats, so they are more usable and stuff. And you can also download the reports or the totals and see it categorized by any category you have. So basically, this is a tool, and this is the way it works. And whenever a report is being done, it is, as I have already said, it is sent to the local government via Open 301. There is a protocol, public international protocol, to communicate with local governments. So we are just synchronizing the categories, the reports, and getting some new data out of them. For example, we are going to be able, I think next month, we are launching this feature that we are going to be able to see the tasks each report has. I'm going to look for a report that has so as you can see, the detail of the report.
And Fernando, is the purpose of that to increase accountability then on government's end to actually respond to some of the claims that are made by citizens?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
So you said it gives you a task report. Does that mean, is that to provide greater accountability on the side of government to then perform follow-up? And how transparent is that to the citizen who actually reports the claim?
Yeah, that's exactly what it tries to do. I mean, you have, as I'm showing you, this is the page of the local government. So our reports are linked with them. So you can see the details of the report here. Actually, what we are doing is every task they perform, in every task they schedule, we are going to get it, and we are going to be able, I'm going to show you. This is the thing we are building is just to schedule every task the problem has, and the user is going to get an email telling that the council or the local government is going to be on that day working on that. We also link our platform to the local citizen defender. So in here you can go to the Defensoría del Vecino, that is the name. So you can do a claim if you are not satisfied with the response of the local government, and also this report get linked with our report in Por Mi Barrio. So we try to just contact the platform with all the main organizations we are working with. So that's it. Every user can follow the report, or just put in the email, just subscribing to the report, leaving comments, and adding a picture also.
So with this latest feature update, how easy or difficult has it been to integrate maybe some of the government, on the government side, some of their technology and some of their process flow into your tool?
It wasn't really hard because we work like side by side for the beginning. So we were just adjusting and talking every day, and it was like really easy going because they have, I mean, the Intendencia de Montevideo has a really long career on open data and stuff. So they really wanted to do it, and so it went really, really well.
That's great to hear. And so what has been, I mean, it sounds like the feedback has mostly been positive. What has the feedback been from one of your core user groups, which is the citizens? How are they responding to the tool, and how easy is it to get them actually online to use it?
Yeah, we have many feedback. We have good feedback, but mostly I think that the flow was we couldn't get to many people as we wanted to. because it takes like really muscles to do it, and it takes time also, because it's the first platform that is built for citizen participation, like volunteer participation. So so it is really to engage. It's really difficult to engage people, but we have for those who use it, we have a really good response, and they are always sending feedback to us about the functionalities they would like, and now we are launching also a questionnaire to those users to get more feedback about that.
Great. So just for those of you who are out there, if anybody has a question that they want to share, we have about 10 minutes left. So I want to invite other folks who have joined us, or other GovLabbers, to send your question to us via chat or tweet, or just raise your hand on the Zoom call. Okay, Chewy.
Hi.
Hi.
Julia.
Hi.
Hi, Fernando. Hi, Dino. Well, I just have a quiz question, Fernando. I have been working in these kind of platforms in Mexico for several years, and the biggest challenge concerning this kind of technologies is how to make it sustainable. Typically, these projects are associated with nonprofits, so I can see that you're working with governments. So do you rent it, do you sell it, or how do you make technology sustainable in economical terms?
Yeah, we haven't been avoiding that in that way, because right now we are replicating the platform, so we are making sustainable the whole process by replicating. We were thinking about some ways of involving, for example, local governments. We don't want that money becomes a problem in terms of transparency and sort of that. So that's why we didn't ask for governments to governments for money, but we could think of some way of doing it. So I think that local governments would be much interested in have such platform where to communicate. Maybe some features are going to be related with local government. Some features we are thinking on expanding the platform. So I don't think that it's so hard to think about local governments just investing money in platforms like this.
Yeah, thank you. And they like to show off how much they have invested in technologies to make citizens participate, you know?
Yeah, but sometimes we do workshops with local authorities and also with citizens. That's the offline work. So in some workshops, we had some officers that were pretty like not happy with with the platform, because they said they exposed them too much, and so but I think that is part of being a public officer to have to answer to people. So I think it's running pretty good, and we are getting support, more support from authorities and officers also. So I think it's going good.
Yeah, it's a process.
One question I have, it kind of follows up that, but what percentage for this project is allocated to the offline work? So how do you organize that offline staff and resources to really support the project?
It's about 50%, something like that. Yeah, I think so. I didn't really became with the numbers of how much we'd invest in what, because it was like a part of a campaign. So, but it's around 50% of the budget we got, and it's pretty good money. But in terms of what can you do in media, for example, with that money, it's pretty little. We got. That's why we are. I mean, the whole plan, and what we did was to involve local government so they can also communicate the platform. Yeah. So now we are planning on launching a campaign with them that is going to give us the muscle we need to get to more people.
Okay. And so Fernando, you're passionate about open governance. And what have you seen? I mean, do you still feel inspired and that where this tool was in 2014 to where it is now, do you feel like there's been an impact for improved and better governance in your city?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we have seen many processes changing and many processes adjust because of the tool, because they were all seeing the reports, for example, so they realized that, for example, people who was in charge of getting the things done, they didn't report back to the local government system. So they were missing some information for them. So it helps to improve the local government. Also, we are planning and we are doing some advocacy around the controller figure. So there must be someone um, just doing the following up of the reports the people do, just to make the user sure that someone is after that.
So I just want to see if there's any final questions. Please raise your hand. If not, Fernando, I just want to give you an opportunity if there's any kind of last words or things you want to share about Por Mi Barrio, or if even there's a last minute pitch that you want to make for how GovLab and how others out there can kind of can support the work that you're doing.
Yeah, I think that everything it's about getting in touch and communicating with other organizations and authorities. I think that looking for support is not just looking for money. That working together, it's like the best way of doing things. And I think that this project in some way summarized that. And I think that the success the project has, it doesn't have to do with how many people is using it, but how many people is talking about it, and how many people want to get in touch, and we can give a hand and stuff like that. So getting to work together, I think it's the best way of doing things.
Okay, and we do have one last question. Maria, do you want to ask your question? You're still there? If not, I can ask on her behalf.
I'm here. My question is, if you measure how long it takes the government to respond to complaints.
Yeah, actually, in the stats, you have. Sorry, in the stats, it is not. We are building the stats again. It depends on the area you are. So, for example, people that fixes potholes, it takes really little to respond to that. But the people who is cutting the trees or doing something like that, it takes like a bit longer. For example, the average time in those stuff were like 30 days, something like that. So it takes them a lot. But people fixing potholes, it's sometimes 2 days, 4 days, something like that. So yes, we are launching new stats that has the average times and the whole report activity. We are launching it on next month also.
And with that, Fernando, how do you measure impact in general? I guess that will be our final question.
I was talking about that. I mean, measuring the impact it's pretty tough if you think just in reports or users you have. I think that, for example, the new improvements we are doing with the citizen defensor, it's like it's a proof of that, because you have done something, so their system would work better. Also, the government system, and I'm confident that we are getting to the people to get more and more. Claims from them. So in terms of impact, I think it's really positive. Also the replication in Costa Rica and the local government using it as they told. It's a really great step. So I think it's pretty good.
Okay, well, I think we are at our time exactly. So great job, everyone, for keeping it in time. I want to thank Fernando for joining us for our first Demos of Democracy of 2016. We're very much looking forward to staying apprised of your progress. Let us know feature updates and whatnot, and we'd be happy to share as we can with the GovLab network.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Fernando. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.